it is an honor for me to present the CABE Board Award for promoting student success to Jim White. Jim White, will you please come up? I would also like to ask the superintendent of the McFarland School District, Mr. Raul Maldonado, and the board president of the McFarland School District, Mr. Jim Beltran, to come up. Jim White was a high school track coach from McFarland in the Central Valley, who led his team through a number of 1980 social issues. You remember the 1980 social issues, don't you? Okay. To win championships. He is now featured in a Disney film named McFarland. Opening soon, coming soon to a theater near you sometime this fall. Keep an eye out for that one. So this film was inspired by the 1987 true story of a high school coach, Jim White. The film shows how White was led to the predominantly Latino McFarland High School, located in an agricultural community in the Central Valley. Upon arriving to McFarland, Jim found himself in a diverse, economically challenged community that felt worlds apart from his previous hometowns. Coach White noticed that the boys' exceptional running ability and things began to change. Something beyond their physical gifts impressed Coach White. The power of family relationships, their unwavering commitment to one another, and their incredible work ethic. With grit and determination, Coach White's unlikely band of runners eventually overcame the odds to forge not only a championship cross-country team, but an endearing legacy as well. We are very proud to bestow the CABE Board Award for promoting student success to Coach White.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the Mr. Maldonado supporting me. It's unfortunate I didn't work under him. I retired about 12 years ago, but I did work under a lot of good superintendents. But as you all know, you don't always have good superintendents. And you do not always have good principals. You, as educators, know that. I will tell you this, one of my runners is a board president right here. And I will tell you another one. The fellow taking the pictures right here, come up a little closer, Dario, where they can see you. One of my runners. Not only is he one of my runners, he's working in the district office. And 5 of his brothers, had 5 brothers, more brothers that ran for me. 4 of them became teachers. His sister, a teacher. I don't like talking about myself, but it's these situations that bring out the best of everybody, okay? I have a hard time talking like this. I don't have a hard time talking to people, just about me. I used to take my team, 7 boys, to a classroom in Ventura. In that, it's a Hispanic class, totally. The teacher only taught Spanish. And so I had the boys talk to them. All 7 boys were Hispanic boys. One boy, raised in a Hispanic home, could not speak Spanish. That breaks your heart. Raised in a Spanish family, could not speak Spanish. He was embarrassed to do it. He refused to talk. Somebody else spoke for him. We've had good situations and bad situations. Like I said, all superintendents are not great. We've got a great one in McFarland now, Maldonado. Okay? None of this would have occurred with the movie, with anything about it, if it hadn't been for another Hispanic superintendent that I had, Mr. Agundas. He allowed this information to get on our school gymnasium. We not only won the state championship with Hispanic kids in 1987, we went on to win 9 state championships. And it was under his tutelage, that we were allowed to put something up in the gymnasium. The other superintendents, not being Hispanic, could not understand. What do you want to do this for? If you put that on the school gymnasium inside, it makes all of the other programs look bad. But you know what? You do it anyway, because that's what's right. So, it has resulted in a lot of publicity for the kids. It turned out to be a movie coming out November 21st called McFarland. So it's not going to be true to life. It's going to be a lot Hollywood. I'm sorry for that. We did not have lowriders on our team. We did not have gang fights. I'm sorry. But if you see those in the movie, just think, that's not really what it was like. I think you will appreciate the movie because they're going to have at least 4 races in it. And the boys from the 1987 team, their names are portrayed. And Disney is a Disney movie. Disney has paid some $35,000 for all of these kids and their families. And the other boys that didn't get in the movie, they still purchased their rights. So somebody got some money from it. And that was good. It became a good thing for McFarland. Disney brought their studio there for 2 weeks, and they hired a lot of people from town. So when I see the movie, I'll be looking at different things. I won't look at the lowriders. I'll be looking at the people in the background. Are the people driving the lowriders? Because the ones driving the lowriders all ran for me. Having taught for 40 years, I've been out of education for 12, 13 years, but I'm not out of their lives. They still call. I told you I have a hard time talking about meat. Sorry. They,
Thank you.
When But Mr. Maldonado told me that I needed to have a short speech. He said 2 or 3 minutes. And I said, well, I don't even need to write anything for 2 or 3 minutes, you know. But I'll just tell you one more situation because it was important. Got a phone call about a month ago. One of my runners just got out of prison, incarcerated for 7 times. I said, Mr. White, your words are finally sinking in. I must change my life and get married. And at that, he did. He's going to go straight. I hope. He's tried it 7 times. But he hadn't been married 7 times. So, but he does have a couple of kids that they call him Poppy, and he's very proud about that. So, unfortunately, I wasn't familiar with CABE when I was teaching. I was familiar somewhat with LULAC. They sent me down to Corpus Christi on their conference, where I didn't cry, sorry. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for this, and thank you for the job that you're doing. Teachers, you're very important. You will not always get the best support, but if it's right, you do it anyway. Thank you.